It's that time again to see which 5 G.I. Joe figures fate has in store for us tonight. So, stick around. Dorks and Dorkettes and G.I. Joe fans, and welcome to another episode of Fistful of Joes Reloaded. My name is Rob, and this is the show where I will reach in and grab a random fistful of G.I. Joe figures from these little plastic bins that I house my collection in. Now, these are G.I. Joe figures from different ages and eras and everything in between. And I just love the opportunity to take them out, play with them, and just kind of relive the collection that I have amassed over the years, and I invite you all to come along. So without further ado, let's grab a fistful of these Joes and take a look at them. Our first Joe figure this evening is Lonzo R. Wilkinson, aka Stalker. This figure came in a tremendous 3-pack that featured Stalker, Snake Eyes, and Storm Shadow during their Vietnam era of service. And yeah, this is hands down one of the best 3-packs that they released in this time period. And I mean, how can you beat that? Stalker, Snake Eyes, and Storm Shadow. And one day we'll pull the other two randomly, but for now we are looking at the Stalker figure. Now, as you can see, he comes with your basic M16, and he comes with this big backpack. And I mean, he has, for the most part, his classic uniform. Sorry for the blurriness. Still learning this new photo box technique, so I hope you dig it. Sorry for any hiccups along the way. Anyway, like I was saying, it's his pretty, basic uniform, just not in the camouflage that we know. And this is your typical green shirt, serviceman, G.I. Joe uniform that he has on. He even has like the jungle boots, and I mean, looks great. I mean, it's those little touches. I mean, we can see that he has medals on his chest, a grenade, silver. I wish it would have been a different color, but I can understand they're going with a uniform color palette. And I mean, just a great figure. And like I said, he came in a great set. But I still have the file card. I was dumb enough to only buy one. How about that? This would have been something that I should have bought multiples of, so I could keep one packed away and one to open. And I don't know if you can see down here, but I muffed up the card opening it. So that's another regret. But yeah, great figure, great character, and a great set, like I've said multiple times. But yeah, it needs to be said. It's perfect. But yeah, great little figure. Backpack's a little huge, and it comes with like rockets or mortars on the back, but he doesn't come with any mortar type weaponry or heavy weaponry that would match that, so that was a unique choice. But anyway, that was our first figure. Now on to number 2. Here is our next random figure we pulled out, and it is the Moto Viper, which came with the Cobra stun vehicle. one of my favorite Cobra vehicles, and definitely one of my favorite Cobra characters or figures. I love everything about this guy. I love the helmet, I love the colors, and I love the little details he has. And let me try to show you these details without messing up the camera's crispness too much. But one of the things I loved was that he has two pistol sidearms here on his thighs, and really great detailing, as you can see in the handles there. But he didn't come with a weapon of his own, so I had to pretend that he was pulling those out, you know, whenever the stun got taken out, and trying to defend himself in his vehicle before the Techno Vipers can come up and fix it. Now, this figure I had originally when I was a kid, and I think he's in pretty decent shape. I mean, we have some wear and tear on the visor here. I mean, that's kind of a given when you have the silver paint. Never seems to last as much as the other colors. And, I mean, a little bit of wear and tear on the hands for when he did get a weapon to use. But I love that this, like, ascot scarf type of thing around the neck. I love the tubing on the character. I mean, it's just little details that really make it stand out. And yeah, definitely one of my favorite. I mean, I have never trooped build my entire life, but this definitely would be a figure that I would love to have multiples of. I mean, yeah, I know he's a pilot, but I mean, this dude would look awesome on the battlefield right next to any of the Vipers or regular Cobra soldiers or officers. I mean, he just, in a nutshell, is the perfect embodiment of a Cobra figure. Especially the helmet. I mean, anyone that is made in the vein of Cobra Commander, you gotta love. So, yeah, big fan of this character, and yeah, I can't rave enough about him. But I will stop there, and we will get on to the third figure. Our next figure is Lowlight. Definitely one of my favorite G.I. Joe characters. I mean, you gotta love Lowlight. I mean, he's a sniper, great color scheme, and just an all-around great character. Now, there are some problems with this version of him, and I cannot even venture a guess to what year he was actually released, early 2000s, but yeah, I cannot fit his sniper rifle in his hand without the thumb moving, and I do not want to break this figure, so I will not pose him with his rifle. But really neat feature about the rifle, if I can show it without it being too blurry, is the bipod. It actually is this little post and hole setup, opposed to the old school way that they would do it. And of course it comes off. I mean, look at this detailing in the gun. It would be awesome if you could actually pull the whatchamacallit back. Oh my god, the bolt back. Oh my god. And here's the clip on the side. Got a handle or something here. Again, I've mentioned before, I am just 100% layman when it comes to firearms, so I can't even venture a guess to the make, to the model. Maybe it's a Barrett sniper rifle. I do know that, but it probably isn't. But I mean, look at this. It's got this large, like, flash suppressor on there. It has the weight here. Just all around really nice detailing in the gun. Now, I know there were some really breathtaking versions of him that came out later than this one that I missed out on, but I love this one. He has a removable vest, and I won't remove it because it's kind of a pain in the butt. Nice big opening here for if you were to put a backpack on him. And he has removable goggles. And you gotta love it. He has blonde hair, like he should, unlike the later versions that came out in the 80s and 90s. But these goggles are like one of the examples I was using when I was talking about the classified Sergeant Slaughter with how his glasses fit perfectly. That, yes, I know these are goggles and not sunglasses, but they just, I mean, they look very wonky on his head. Really nice detailing, like we have this map here. That's really nice. I mean, the zipper even has great molding and detail on it. Got a boot knife. I mean, all in all, a really great figure. Sorry for the blurriness. But yes, like I said, there were later releases that there were many more bells and whistles. But, I mean, from what we had in the 80s to this, it is like an awesome improvement to the gun and the little details on the character itself. Like that map. I mean, that's a really neat, really nice touch. Anyway, on to our next one. Our next figure is the 25th anniversary Flint figure. And this is a really nice figure. It only suffers from the handful of things that I dislike about the 25th anniversary line. Granted, hands down, they are great action figures, but there's a few things that I don't like. One of them is, if you can see here, these hands. They're very small and delicate to begin with, but then you have like the wrist joint separating here, and that just makes me fearful that it's going to break. And I mean, just this simple pose that he's in was, yeah, kind of scary to even put him in. And he's not even holding it that, you know, naturally. He also comes with a side piece, and he has this awesome bandolier with the shotgun shells, just like the original character did. All in all, it's a really, you know, true version of the original figure. It's just, yeah, like there's little things that I dislike about the 25th anniversary line. The skinny neck, the hands. I mean, I love that there is more posability in these figures, but that hand thing. And also, when they would package these figures, they would put little clear rubber bands around their hands to hold the weapons. I've had some, and I'm sure we'll see them in the future, where I would take the rubber bands off, and it was like they put the rubber bands on while the figure was still either setting or the paint was drying, and it leaves marks in the hand. Now, this one doesn't suffer from that, but he just has the weak wrist, you know, delicate hand problem that some of these figures have. But all in all, it's a great figure, a great version of Flint, and I'm happy to have it. I mean, you can see that you can actually remove his belt and bandolier, which is a nice touch. But why would you want to? I mean, that's what makes the character pretty awesome. And of course, like with all 25th anniversary figures, he comes with a stand. So, not much to say, and it's a decent figure. I also would have made the shotgun more reminiscent of the original. I mean, the foldable stock's cool, but there's just something that's really neat and that I love personally about the original shotgun. But anyway, let's get to our final figure. our final figure in this episode of Fistful of Joes Reloaded is Snake Eyes. And as you can see, this is the original mold, if you will, for the Commando Snake Eyes. And that is a figure that I had when I was a kid that is long gone. So to have these reproductions just feel so great to have. Now, you can see that they added a lot more paint applications on him, you know, with the gray straps, the green grenade, the blue dynamite. I don't know why they didn't make it red. And along with his Uzi, he comes with a katana. Now, he doesn't come with his bomb satchel, which they should have, but he comes with a grappling hook. Now, this came with one of the comic 3-packs, and I believe, I mean, we'll see in the little fact card, but I believe this one came with the silent issue of the Marvel comic book. And I'm not 100% sure. We will figure it out when I throw up the little factoid card. But yeah, I think that's what it came with. And I'm not 100% sure which other figures it came with. I think maybe Storm Shadow, of course, and Scarlet. But yeah, we'll clear that all up when I edit it and throw that little factoid sheet out there. But this is a really nice figure. I think he's starting to experience some O-ring wear because he wants to snap over to one side. But other than that, he's in really good shape. Now, the one thing that I just found out is he cannot hold the Uzi in his right hand because the right hand is a little bit more open to accommodate the large handle of the katana. And even the Uzi wants to fall out of his left hand. So I think it's a different design for the Uzi than his original figure, which it definitely is a different design. And yeah, it was probably made for a different era of figures with a better spaced hand. Also, one of the things I've noticed with these reproductions, if they are using the same molds or something very similar, there's just something off about some of the dimensions, and I think that maybe comes from the molding process. But anyway, I mean, it's Snake Eyes. You gotta love it. And like I said, it's a reproduction of that Commando version, just with a little bit more, you know, paint applications. And yeah, that's a character. I mean, Snake Eyes is one of my favorite characters ever of all time in any media. And just to have that Commando, even though it's a reproduction, in my collection is just, it feels right. So I know I'll never be able to touch the original figure because of the price, but this is a nice consolation prize. But anyway, now back to me and let's finish this up. Okay, folks, back to me. That was a nice little cross-section of all different types of eras of G.I. Joe figures. We had everything from an OG figure all the way up to a 25th anniversary figure, and plenty in between. Some of my favorite characters and favorite figures happen to be in this fistful, so very grateful for that. Really fun looking at them. Now, yes, I am doing this a different way with the photo light box thing, and I hope you will like it. I mean, it makes things a little bit different. It's not as hands-on and playing with the figures, but we do get a good look at them, and you know, I get to spare you that horrible backdrop that I used to have, and hopefully better lighting with that little rig. So let me know what you think in the comments, and if you don't like it, I can go back to the way it was, but if you dig it, then we'll just power on. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you got something to say, please leave a comment. I love reading them, and I love getting back to everybody. And if you're new around here and you enjoyed this, or any of the episodes that YouTube is recommending down here somewhere, please hit subscribe. And if you hit that little bell icon, you will be notified whenever there's a new episode. So anyway, until next time, thanks for watching. Keep being rad, and stay dorky.